As the helicopter blades slice through the rain-drenched air, the scene unfolding below offers a stark contrast to the lush, vibrant landscapes typically associated with Rio Grande do Sul. Instead, vast expanses of murky water cover what were once bustling neighborhoods, farms, and roads. From this aerial perspective, the scale of devastation is both breathtaking and heart-wrenching, providing a silent testament to the fury of nature unleashed. This panoramic view of destruction serves as a critical reminder of our vulnerability in the face of environmental catastrophes. As houses peek out from the waters like small islands and people navigate their shattered surroundings in boats instead of cars, the situation on the ground shifts from statistics to stark reality. It's a scenario that calls for immediate attention and action, highlighting not only the physical damage inflicted, but also the resilience of those affected. The floodwaters, while receding in some areas, leave behind a landscape forever altered. The deluge, unprecedented in its scope, has not only changed the geography, but also the lives of thousands. As we delve deeper into the various facets of this disaster, it becomes clear that understanding the breadth and depth of the impact is crucial for effective response and future prevention. The calamity struck with little warning. Following weeks of unusually heavy rainfall, the rivers that crisscross Rio Grande do Sul began to swell. Initially dismissed as typical seasonal flooding, the situation rapidly spiraled out of control as water levels continued to rise, overwhelming natural and man-made barriers. This sudden transformation from manageable to catastrophic left little time for effective mitigation, catching the entire region off guard. Infrastructure, crucial for early warning and evacuation, failed under the strain of the rapidly rising waters. Communication lines were disrupted, roads were submerged, and power outages swept through affected areas, complicating rescue and relief efforts. The lack of preparedness was evident, as the speed of the flood's onset outpaced local response capabilities, highlighting a critical area for future improvement in disaster readiness. The initial chaos was marked by distress calls that went unanswered, families stranded on rooftops, and emergency services stretched to their limits. The community's response, fueled by desperation and urgency, was a patchwork of heroic rescues and spontaneous volunteer groups banding together to save what could be saved. This phase of the disaster was critical in shaping the early response and set the tone for the challenging recovery process that would follow. The human toll of the floods is a somber chapter in the story of Rio Grande do Sul. Thousands of residents found themselves homeless, their lives disrupted by the sudden loss of shelter, personal belongings, and a sense of security. Emergency shelters became temporary homes for many, filled with the echoes of uncertainty and the anxiety of what the future holds. The psychological impact of such displacement is profound, affecting individuals and communities long after the waters recede. Schools, hospitals, and other essential services were not spared, complicating the disaster's aftermath. The interruption of education and healthcare services adds layers of complexity to the recovery process, impacting the most vulnerable populations the hardest. Children and the elderly in particular face significant challenges in the wake of such upheaval, from disrupted schooling to compromised healthcare. Amidst the devastation, stories of resilience emerge. Communities came together, sharing resources and providing support to one another, showcasing the indomitable human spirit. These acts of solidarity are rays of hope in the storm, proving that even in the darkest times, humanity can shine brightly. The collective effort to rebuild not just homes but also lives is a testament to the strength and resilience inherent in the people of Rio Grande do Sul. The structural damage inflicted by the floods is extensive, striking at the very foundation of daily life and economic stability in Rio Grande do Sul. Roads, bridges, and public transportation systems have been severely compromised, isolating communities and hindering the flow of aid and commerce. The restoration of this critical infrastructure is a priority, as it directly impacts recovery speed and efficiency. Utilities such as electricity, water supply, and telecommunications have suffered major disruptions. The loss of these services not only complicates immediate relief efforts, but also poses serious public health risks. Ensuring quick restoration is essential for facilitating other aspects of recovery and for preventing secondary disasters, such as outbreaks of waterborne diseases. Economic activities, particularly agriculture, which is a backbone of the region's economy, have been hit hard. Fields submerged underwater, lost crops, and damaged farm equipment translate into significant economic losses and threaten food security not only locally, but potentially on a larger scale. The economic repercussions of the floods are likely to be felt long after the physical signs of the disaster have been erased. The environmental repercussions of the flooding in Rio Grande do Sul extend beyond the immediate landscape alterations. The inundation has led to significant soil erosion, loss of habitat for wildlife, and disruptions in the local ecosystem. These changes can have long-lasting effects on biodiversity and the sustainability of local flora and fauna, complicating conservation efforts and altering the region's natural balance. Pollutants and debris carried by the floodwaters pose a serious threat to water quality in the region. Chemicals, waste materials, and other contaminants have been dispersed widely, impacting not only human health but also aquatic life. The task of cleaning up and restoring water quality is monumental but essential for the health of the community and the environment. Moreover, the loss of vegetation, particularly in agricultural areas, leads to further soil instability and increases the risk of future landslides and erosion. This cycle of environmental damage can perpetuate the effects of the disaster, making the area more susceptible to future flooding. Addressing these environmental issues is crucial for the long-term recovery and resilience of Rio Grande do Sul. Climate change plays a significant role in the frequency and intensity of extreme weather events like the floods in Rio Grande do Sul. Rising global temperatures contribute to more frequent and severe rainfall, as warmer air holds more moisture. This shift in weather patterns increases the likelihood of sudden heavy downpours that can lead to flooding, especially in regions not typically prone to such extremes. The floods in Rio Grande do Sul exemplify the urgent need to address climate change on a global scale. Local phenomena cannot be divorced from global environmental shifts, as the interconnectedness of climate systems means that actions taken in one part of the world can have far-reaching effects elsewhere. This global dimension underscores the importance of international cooperation in tackling climate change. Adaptation strategies are equally important, especially for vulnerable regions. Enhancing infrastructure to withstand extreme weather, improving early warning systems, and implementing more effective land use policies are critical steps in increasing resilience against future climate-related disasters. These measures, combined with global efforts to mitigate climate change, are essential for safeguarding communities like those in Rio Grande do Sul. In the wake of the flooding, local and national authorities have mobilized to address the immediate needs of affected communities. Rescue and relief operations were launched to evacuate stranded residents and to deliver essential supplies such as food, clean water, and medical aid. The responsiveness of these efforts has been crucial in preventing further loss of life and in stabilizing the situation on the ground. Coordination between different levels of government and non-governmental organizations has been key to the effectiveness of the response. This collaborative approach ensures that resources are allocated efficiently and that efforts are not duplicated. Such synergy is vital in complex disaster scenarios where the scope of need is vast and varied. Looking ahead, the focus is shifting towards long-term recovery and rebuilding. Government plans are being developed to not only restore what was lost but also to improve upon the pre-disaster conditions. This includes strengthening infrastructure, implementing stricter building codes, and enhancing flood prevention and management systems. These measures aim to build a more resilient Rio Grande do Sul, better prepared to face future challenges. The spirit of community in Rio Grande do Sul has been a beacon of hope amidst the chaos of the floods. Neighbors helping neighbors, strangers becoming friends, and communities coming together to rebuild are common sights across the region. This solidarity is a powerful force, driving recovery efforts and helping to heal the emotional and physical scars left by the disaster. Local initiatives have sprung up to support recovery efforts. From community-led cleanup operations to fundraising events, the people of Rio Grande do Sul are taking active roles in their own recovery process. These grassroots movements are crucial, as they not only aid in physical reconstruction, but also foster a sense of empowerment and control over the rebuilding process. The resilience displayed by the communities affected by the floods serves as a reminder of the strength found in collective action. It highlights the importance of community engagement in disaster response and recovery, underscoring the potential for local initiatives to complement official efforts. This community resilience is not just about rebuilding structures, but about fostering a renewed sense of community and hope for the future. The floods in Rio Grande do Sul are part of a broader pattern of increasing natural disasters around the globe, each underscoring the urgent need for comprehensive approaches to disaster management and climate change mitigation. From hurricanes in the Caribbean to wildfires in Australia, the escalation in both frequency and intensity of these events calls for a unified global response. International aid and cooperation play critical roles in disaster response, especially in countries and regions lacking the necessary resources to effectively manage large-scale emergencies. Global networks of support not only provide immediate relief but also aid in long-term recovery and rebuilding efforts, sharing knowledge and resources that might not be otherwise available. Learning from each disaster is crucial for improving response mechanisms and prevention strategies worldwide. Each event provides valuable insights that can enhance global preparedness and resilience. By sharing experiences and strategies, countries can develop more robust systems to protect their citizens and environments from the inevitable challenges posed by natural disasters and climate change. The floods in Rio Grande do Sul have left deep marks on the land and in the hearts of those affected. The path to recovery is long and fraught with challenges, but it is also paved with opportunities for growth and improvement. By harnessing the lessons learned from this disaster, steps can be taken to not only rebuild, but to do so in a way that prepares the region for future challenges. Preventative measures, such as improved infrastructure, enhanced early warning systems, and community education programs, are essential. These initiatives increase resilience and reduce the potential impact of future disasters. Additionally, addressing the broader issue of climate change through both local actions and global cooperation is crucial for reducing the frequency and severity of such events. The call to action is clear: it is not enough to respond to disasters as they occur. A proactive approach involving comprehensive planning and international collaboration is essential. Only through concerted effort can we hope to safeguard our communities and our planet for future generations. In the spirit of resilience and renewal, let us move forward with determination and hope, committed to building a safer, more sustainable world.